This is 12 Gauge Investigative. Let's jump in.
All right. How's everybody doing on this Tuesday evening? Hope everybody had an awesome day. My name is 12 Gauge. Welcome to my channel, 12 Gauge Investigative. Getting all settled in after a nice little workout. Thought I'd get on here and talk a little bit about Idaho 4. I don't know where everybody's at, but hopefully they'll come meandering in here in a little bit. So it's all good. Thank you so much, Sirius. I'm glad to see you as well. You know, I wanted to take a moment and go back in time a little bit because I got this link and it has a lot of things on it. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about is something that is a hot topic, something that many people have been asking periodically. And it has to do with the 911 call. The 911 call, obviously, we know, was done by the surviving roommate, Dylan and Bethany, amongst other people. Um, they found the body in the home, obviously, and it's been debated whether Dylan actually, whether Dylan actually saw Xana or whether she didn't. So my question tonight is, where was all the blood? Where was all the blood? And I'm going to start with showing an outline of Xana and Ethan's room because, he pretty much stayed there most of the time per a lot of witness statements. And I want to actually talk about how this is set up. Okay, so let me start with this diagram right here. Hey Nina, how are you doing? Hey Southwest Firefly, how are you? I hope everybody doing well. Bianca, hope you're doing well. Good to see you guys tonight. Can y'all see that diagram okay, or do I need to make it bigger? Maybe that's a little bigger. So, Nina, I'm going to put the link in the chat if you want to go ahead and come on up. If not, understand. I can run this myself. It's not a big deal. Okay, cool. So this is the diagram of the second floor. And, obviously there was the first floor. Let me go to the first. This would be, or let me do this one because it's highlighted a little better. Can y'all see that one a little better? Okay. Thank you, Sirius. I like that comment. It was stated that, while Dylan was texting Bethany, as you can see, this is Dylan's room. Here's the stairs going up to the third floor. This is Anna and Ethan's room where they were found. So many people have. Let me see if I can get a real photo because I don't like all those type of photos. Okay, here's one that's better. Okay, as you can see, this would have been the living room area. Of course, we know that. But Dylan would have been coming from the left-hand side through that doorway right there. And there is probably a 6-inch step right there. Everybody knows that at this point. And if you don't, I just let you know. Hey, Nino, put the link above your comment. So if you want to come on up, you can. If not, I get it. Um, so right here, if you can see my arrow, would be the direction that Dylan would have been coming once she was heading downstairs. As she said, her battery had died. And people say, how could she have not seen all the blood? Well, for one, this hallway is quite long. I wish I had another view. Let me see if I can get a better view. Um, as you can see, this hallway is rather long. And as you saw in that photo, the stairs go down, and here is the the, the bathroom, and here is the room. So to think about that, you would have to say, okay, you come around through this doorway, going down the stairs. By the time you reach this blind corner, her room is back there, and you really can't see a lot around that blind corner. Um, Let me see if I can find the where you can actually go into the house because that is not really working for me. Yeah, they kind of show the same layout. Let me see. So if you can see, yeah, most of these just give you the same kind of layout. I was wondering if maybe they gave you a different perspective. If anybody has a link to that interactive um, website where you can actually go into the house, please email that to me. Um, okay, here's a different perspective here. Nina just sent me this. So let's see. I don't know where she got this. You'll have to ask her. Supposedly, well, hurry up and come up so you can explain your stuff because I don't want to be telling people the wrong thing. So supposedly, I guess Dana was found here according to people's rendition of what went down. Well, here's the door right here. So as we saw in that other photo, the blind corner, you wouldn't be able to see down this hall. Even if the door was open, think about this a little bit. If the door was even slightly open, and even if Xana wasn't exactly right here and she was somewhere over here, you wouldn't be able to see into that room unless there was light. on in that room, don't you think? What do y'all think? Y'all help me out here. What do y'all think? No, we haven't covered that. Vibrations, we haven't. Um, I try not to, cover other people's stuff. Try to do my own stuff in here, but welcome into the chat. Um, you know, if there is light, let me switch here. I mean, it's difficult when you're having to switch from format to format. But you saw that room. Good grief. I need a better way to do this. So as you can see, she would have been coming through this door right here, this doorway. And as you saw down the hall, even if the door was kind of cracked, let's say that the door wasn't open enough to actually see in there, or the doorway was dark and all that was on were these lights that were hanging from this window, the good vibe sign. Think about this lighting issue. Okay, think about the lighting issue. And I've gone over this multiple times. Can you send me the link? I didn't see that right away. I looked for that, and that's the one that I was looking for. Um, right. We don't know if there was any lights on in Xana's room or if there was any lights on at all. And that's what I think is interesting, that if there wasn't any lights on, you wouldn't have been able to see anything. But I think many people are stuck on the next morning, where they said, she would have been able to see that there was blood all over the floor, blah, blah, blah. That's assuming that she came up the stairs and saw Xana. But if she did, still, would she have ventured off that way after texting and calling and getting no response? I don't believe she came back up and saw Xana. I really don't. I believe that they stayed downstairs where it was safe until they were told, let's go look. Because she would have said in that 911 call, she would have said, come on, Bethany, let's go look. Let's go look and see. She sounded like this was the first time that she had even went that direction. And Bethany said, no, I don't want to. And she says, we have to. We have to. So if she had already seen Xana, she wouldn't have even wanted to go back in that house. Common knowledge tells you that. Would you have wanted to go back into that house if you knew that one of your friends was murdered or even dead? You know, and one thing that I was talking about the other day to my girlfriend, because we talk about this a lot. People assume that everybody in this household was close as family, that they were close, that they loved each other, that they care about each other, that they would have cared whether somebody was answering the phone, whether somebody was answering the texts. They were that close. I don't believe that they were that close. I could be wrong, but I don't believe that. Allie said, don't forget, Dylan was very drunk and she still saw those eyebrows and described he was wearing. Whenever I got drunk when I was younger, I remembered everything. Very good point. Well, especially if something that would happen, I would remember. Thank you so much for the link. Did you put the link down? I think in the back of her mind, they knew something was wrong, but they were so afraid. That's why it's the 911. They were afraid. Of course. Of course. You put the link. Okay, there it is. Dang, how can I get that? How can I get that? 1122tour.com. Let me get that. Thank you so much, Firefly. Tour.com. Yeah, that 3D interaction's a lot better than. Okay, how do you go in? It won't let me go in the house now. Well, that sucks. That one won't work. Let me show you. Maybe if y'all can find the one from Reddit, because that's the one that I used last time that allowed me to do that. Where are the photos? There's no photos down here that I can see. Maybe I haven't. Oh, my bad. My bad. Don't kill the messenger here. Okay. Obviously, that's the first. Okay. Can y'all see that? Thank you so much, Southwest Firefly. Thank you so much. Oh, man. Okay. This is a lot better. I like this a lot better than the still photos, but I'm going to still refer to them from time to time. So if we're looking over here, as you can see, that's Xana's room. So if Dylan was coming through here, many people say she would have been able to see down this hall. She would have been able to see Dylan. Xana. Well, there was lights here. There was a flag right here. There was a couch right here. The TV, obviously, the speaker. So tell me what y'all think. Going down these stairs, do you think that she would have stopped to take a look down that hallway to look for signs of life as she had heard that noise? I'm talking about the night of the crime. I'm not talking about the next day. I'm talking about the night of the crime. Do you believe that she would have stopped, looked down the hallway, or do you think that she would have just shagged butt down the stairs to Bethany's room? What do y'all think? Give me some insight on this. What do y'all think? Let me move my camera because let me put myself up there because all it does is wash me out. You say she probably too scared to look around. She probably just bolted down the stairs. Okay. I agree with that. What do y'all think, chat? Do y'all believe that she took time to stop and glance around? I think she was straight worked. What? I think she ran straight downstairs. I agree with Southwest Firefly. I think she jetted down them. Agree, scared. She went quickly downstairs. I would have. I don't know why you're saying no, Lovely. I think she ran faster than fast. Okay. So if you're looking at this here, I'm zooming in a little bit. So it does look in the floor plan to be a lot longer than it appears. So this good vibe sign was on. Obviously, there was a. I'll put a picture up today in the. They used to call it the community tab, but they don't anymore. And that photo showed a table with beer pongs right here. So that table, if you take it in reference, that table would have been right here by the stairs against this wall, facing outwards. So it would have been out probably about this far out because you can see it. So that table was obviously right there. There was a table right here. So if she ran or she walked quickly down these stairs, she would have had to maneuver around that table down the stairs to Bethany's room. So if you're having to maneuver past this table and see everything in front of you, are you going to I mean, you might glance to your left, but if that door is kind of shut, are you really going to stay and stare, especially if it's not lit up, if it's kind of dark, if all you see is a shadow of the room? Because we don't know where she was found. We have assumptions of where she was found. Okay? So we don't have um we don't have the demographics of exactly where she was found. Let me take a quick moment to let you guys also know that I have a Discord. So if you want to be able to know when I'm live, if you're not getting the notifications, I do try to send them out before I go live so that everybody knows. The link is in the community post under 12 Gauge Investigative. Okay. So here's another view of the living room. And like I said, that table in that picture is right here. And I thought that that was interesting because if there's a barrier in the way, people make it sound like she had a straight, see, it's not a straight shot to the staircase. It's not. You have to literally come a little bit in between here to get to the bottom floor. And there is a better look. Let's say if the doorway was open like this. Okay? Are y'all with me here? Y'all still with me here? Let me see what Allie had to say. Some people think Brian and went out the front door and left it open, but I don't think he left the door open because Dylan would have closed it to go to Bethany's room. I can agree with that. So look at this angle right here. You're seeing down the hallway and see that door is cracked, even though we don't know if that door, many people assume that door was shut, that they couldn't get that door open. I know that for um okay, you can see Xana's, but the reason you can see Xana's body from the hallway is because they've already opened that door and that door is open. That's why you can see it from the hallway. Do you get what I'm saying? Like Hunter Johnson opened that door as they were on the 911 call. So that door was already open, so you would have been able to see it. So let's say in theory it was right here in this area. So the fact that he had to open this door to be able to see what he saw, and then the police came up the stairs, came around, and probably about right here you would have been able to see if she was anywhere in this line of sight. So that makes me wonder if that door really was shut before Hunter opened it. So if it was, then that means that there's no way Dylan could have seen Xana on the pass through going downstairs. Now I believe you. I've read the PCA too. People can trust me and they can trust you, or they can go look and read it themselves. I don't have time for all that. I really don't. But I appreciate it. Are you going to come up or what? The Southwest Firefly says, correct. Hunter Johnson opened the door. I believe she went upstairs and opened those doors too. So, if you're looking down this hallway on the night that she was coming through this doorway, good vibe sign is on. You don't know if there's any illumination coming from the kitchen whatsoever from the lights on the patio, or if there's a light on up here that's shining down, or that it's bright enough outside that the moon or something could be shining through. I don't know. I'm just talking right now. So she's coming through here at a fast rate of speed. There is a table right here with solo cups that we can see in through these windows. There is a couch right here. There's a TV here, and there was a speaker here at one point in one of the pictures that we saw. And there was a Saturdays Are for Girls flag right here. So she's going through this area quite quickly. She might glance that way. She might glance and see if there's anything that was making that noise. But she's scared. She's scared. And like what we were talking about the other night, when I showed that video of the individual that they did the reenactment that many people have been disgusted over, that perpetrator, this kind of went through that area very fast. But let's say the next morning, Hunter opens this door. It's obviously light outside, so there could be light coming in through the windows blinds if they're open, or even if they're not, there's still a little bit of light. And that's the only window in this room. So there's not a lot of light in this room unless she had lights strung up. Do you guys remember if Xana had any of those lights? Um, any of those lights strung up in her room like the rest of the girls did? Dana might be the one who yelled, "I see you, Farley," as her mom might have been the one who turned state's evidence before mom went to jail. Farley was in the house that we now know. Well, I appreciate your comment, I, but I've yet to read that in any of the legal documents. So um, I appreciate your comment. Not sure about the lights in Xana's room. I don't know. I don't know either. I mean, because the rest of the girls had those lights strung up all over. You know what I mean? Hey, Nina, how you doing? Serious?
Getting this damn microphone to work.
Serious
Can you hear
said,
me?
yeah, I don't remember hearing anything about Xana's lights. If y'all have any pictures of Xana having those lights, please let me
Yes,
know.
Xana's got the string lights.
What?
Xana does have string lights.
She did? Do you have a picture of
Yeah,
that?
let me go get the picture.
Okay. Send it to my email, please.
Okay.
Because I want to know if those lights were on, then it would have illuminated that room a little bit more. But, you know, let me take this down and let me show you the side of the house so that you guys can see what I'm talking about is there not being a window on that side of the house. There's a side of the house. And as you can see, there's not a window on her side of the house. Hold on a second. Hey JB, hey Jeff. Hold on, my speaker just fell. Hold on. Okay, I'm still here. I'm still here. So as you can see, there's no window on that side of the house. The window that you do see in this picture is the kitchen window. So I just showed that for those individuals that don't really understand the layout of the house because it can be confusing at times. Okay, so Nina's looking for the picture of the lights in Xana's room. So if she does have strung up light, then that would illuminate that room a little bit. And I believe that some of the reasons that they had those lights strung up is for the fact that their room didn't have a lot of lighting. They didn't have a lot of windows in this house. So I think that the reason that they had the lighting was because of that fact. Let me see if I can go and find the actual room. Bedroom 1A, 1B. Where's bedroom 2? Bedroom 2B. There we go. All right, can y'all see that? Okay, here we are. Here we are in bedroom 2B. So people are saying, where was the blood? Where was the blood? It is my impression that more likely than not, Ethan was against this wall. This is the far wall. Here is the window at the front of the house. There's the little closet. There's the doorway. And the bed would have been right here, probably. Or we don't know where this damn bed or how it was situated. I mean, I know a lot of these Zillow sites and everything have the bed facing this way, but we don't know if that bed wasn't facing like this. Which, if it was facing this way, east and west, that would have made a lot more sense if that blood actually went out this way right here. There was a person that was laying against the wall that way, because all that blood would have soaked into the mattress, out down the wall. A lot more than soaking into the mattress and then out the wall. But I mean, I don't know. I haven't been told. I haven't been shown. All I know is based on pictures from other realtor sites that show the bed. But how do you know that, Nina? How do you know that the bed foot was toward the window? I know that they've shown that
Because
in a lot of.
I have a picture of Xana. And she's standing at the foot of her bed and it's facing the window.
Okay, you cut out there. You sounded like a robot for a minute. So her little banister, her little desk would have been right here, right? But in that other picture where she was selling her bed was located against this wall. You remember that? Where she was selling her bed on Facebook, whatchamacallit? Facebook. What do they call that Facebook stuff? Um, Marketplace. Oh, Rebecca, thank you so much for that. I missed that. Thank you so much for that. That means a lot. You didn't have to do that, but it's much appreciated. Thank you so much. There's a link right there. Um, I can't open that link, Southwest Firefly. I wish I could. Let me give you my email. Um, Let me give you my email so you can email it to me. That way I can open it up. I can't see Sergeant Friday. Where is he? If y'all want to send me any pictures that I'm asking for, you can send them to my email. Sergeant Friday, how you doing, buddy? I can't see you, so I don't know why that is.
I
I'll
sent,
have to go check that out. Yes, maybe so, but it's a conflict of interest as you had two other murders cover up in earlier months, same area. So,
huh?
I don't know. I don't know. But let me see if they've sent that picture. Did you find yours, Nina? Okay, there's two by Nina.
I sent them to your email.
Okay, Nina sent me two. I didn't know that was Anna. Are
I'm
you
having
sure
the one
that's
that
your mic is awful, Nina? What's up with your phone?
I don't know. Is it terrible?
Well, it's a little better right there. Is that Xana right there? Okay, y'all see this photo?
Yeah, I don't know who marked the face out. That's how it was.
Okay. Well, this one
But
shows.
have y'all seen the video of Xana when she's really, really intoxicated and she's lost her vape?
This one has the same rug with the bed in the background. So when the wall on the bed is against the one. Okay. But there's also like what is this? An ottoman or like a little chair?
Yeah, it's a little chest, and the only reason I know is because I have one, and it's got a padded top like a bench, and it actually comes with little padded stools that you can put around it.
So this is the door leading out into the hallway?
No, she's in a mirror. She's in a mirror. See the door opened in the background? That's a mirror.
So the mirror is against. Where is this area though?
Okay, you see the door right there? That's opening.
I'm confused, Nina.
Okay, you see the door in the mirror?
Okay, I see the
No,
door.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. I know it's a mirror though, because you can see the mirror with the lights around it.
Well, yeah, I see the lights, but it looks like is this the closet area though?
Uh, oh no, that's the picture. I didn't crop it.
Hold on,
The white on the outside, it needs to be cropped off.
let me see the other one. Okay, this one kind of gives a lot more familiar. I was confused too. This one's kind of a little more informative. It showed a little more better of the layout, but I think that mirror was, damn it. I think that mirror was like right here in this doorway. I don't know where Nina went. But if that's Xana's room, there's the banister, and there's the black rug, there's the chair, and that's probably Xana right there. And the bed would have been on this other side. And here's the door into the
Okay, I cropped it to where you can tell that the mirror is on the far wall.
okay.
Okay, you see this door behind them?
Yeah, that's
In the picture
hallway.
with the mirror, that door is open.
Yeah,
So the mirror is up against the wall of the opposite side.
that's the hallway door, right?
Right. And then the little closet is beside it. And as a matter of fact, that may be the mirror in the closet. See the mirror standing up in the closet behind them?
Yeah, I was shocked because they put that mirror so good it looked like it was into the closet foundation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I was confused. So okay, if there's been a lot of people that said if this door was open, why wouldn't Hunter have seen blood if Xana was found right here? Well, I mean, in theory, could that blood have been soaked up by that rug? What do y'all think, chat? What do y'all think about that? Could that blood have been soaked up by that rug?
Okay, I just sent you some more pictures.
Okay. Hidden by the dark rug at least. Yeah. I mean, and also if this foundation was not level, which I doubt it was, that blood would have ran downwards, obviously, because it came out that corner. A lot of that blood was coming out of that corner. So if that blood was soaked into the rug, at least probably some of it came down the far wall into the corner
See,
area.
I've always okay. Well, the pictures that I sent you, you'll see how I think Ethan. How I did the pictures of how I think each one of them because that's what I've been hooked on since our live the other night.
I could tell you're blowing up my Discord. Okay. Okay, here's a picture that Nana, Nina just sent me. I called you Nana. Okay, well, here's a picture that
Okay,
Nina just sent me.
that is a picture I found where somebody put the bed like it's facing in Xana's room, and it's a see-through wall. And I think that he was in the bed, passed out, and the blood ran down to the baseboards. And when it went into the crack behind, like the corner board, the corner, that it went down to the foundation.
It's okay, Allie. Ethan was on the bed because when we took the mattress out, you could see an outline of the figure on the bed. Hey, Tom, where are you at? I don't see Tom either. Is he blocked? Where are you?
I see Tom.
I see where he says hi, Rondi, but I don't see because Southwest Firefly says, "Good point. We don't know what he saw. Where did he say something? I don't see that."
And we all know that, I mean, as big as that house was and everything, you have to admit, when they tore it down, you could tell it was a rickety house. And so if the floors were uneven, then Vanna's blood could have ran the other way instead of the side where you could see from the door. So, and who said Hunter didn't see blood?
Well, I mean, it would have made sense if he wouldn't have been if he did open the door right here. He would have seen Xana. He might not have even thought Ethan. Ethan could have been covered up with blankets. We don't know. I mean, the killer could have
Yeah, I
stayed.
think,
Hey, look, the killer could have stayed this scene. He could have thrown a comforter over Xana for all we know. People are assuming that these individuals were laying there all exposed. We don't know that whatsoever. That's never been said. That's never been even implicated that these individuals were laying there in full sight. It said you could see Xana's body from the doorway. It didn't say whether she was covered, whether she was open faced, whether she had clothes on, whether none of that. So people have assumed that these individuals were just in their clothes and you could see the wounds. If this killer staged this or, whatever they were wearing, can you see a stab wound in the dark, Nana? I'm going to
well,
call you
see,
Nana. I'm going to call you Nana from now on. There you go, Nana.
okay, okay, you see the little figure that I've got in the bed.
Yeah.
Okay, So that puts his head right at the headboard at the wall, right?
Yeah.
I honestly believe that Ethan was probably passed out, boom, gone, asleep. And that, did I disappear?
Hold on, I'm gonna move you over to the side. Keep talking.
Oh, and so if he came in and put the blade across his neck, is how I'll put it,
Okay.
then that's one fatal wound that bleeds out and goes down the wall. It doesn't go everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
And it would have stayed right there and it would have been under the bed where you wouldn't have seen it.
I mean, that's what like what I was just saying is many people assume that these kids were uncovered. We know as
People
well as
sleep
we know
under the bed.
many times killers stage these scenes. It's never a perfect crime scene where they're just wide open. If they're found outside, yes. But inside, we know a lot of times they're staged, the bodies are moved, they're placed somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, nobody knows whether they were covered with a comforter, whether Xana was covered with something. You know, was she wounded to the point where she grabbed at the comforter and it fell on her? I mean, how would you see blood unless you knew what you were looking for? Like when Hunter opened that door, I'm sure the thought in his mind was not, okay, I'm going to be looking for blood.
Well, the reason, I mean, I think it's pretty much determined that he had to open the door because in the recording, he's saying, Xana, Ethan, it's Hunter. And that's only something you would say if you were standing outside a closed door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And I
exactly.
think when he opened the door and saw Xana, that's when he starts yelling, get out, get out.
Well, if he felt her, where did you find these images? This one's pretty. This one's pretty graphic too. But I'm going to show it anyways because we're all adults. This is
Oh,
Maddie's
I
room.
made that.
Huh?
I made that.
Okay.
And you know, we were talking the other night that maybe Kaylee walked in,
Yeah.
and that's the reason I made it like that was because that is right where the cutout would be, where she's standing.
Okay.
And so that's the reason I made it like that was if she walked in and then it went from there and then he slung her up on the bed.
Okay, I see Tom's comment. He said Maddie and Kaylee had the cover down as one of the first officers responding saw it on his body cam. Okay. I mean, like I just said, I don't know. I don't know. But to assume that something is just black or white and not to put any kind of realistic spin to it, it's just to assume that we know exactly what happened. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, and I mean, you got to consider too that you know when you can hear that heavy breathing when Dylan says, "Come on, we've got to," and you know they start to go up the stairs, and you can hear the heavy breathing and stuff. And a lot of people said that that sounded like hyperventilating, but if you'll consider, it was like 20 degrees and the doors were open, so they were probably freezing.
Right. Southwest Firefly said there's a 23-second delay after he says, Ethan, Thana, when you can hear him come down the stairs and say, get out, get out. So,
And see,
yeah, I mean,
I wondered if they, because they say that, okay, she tells them to go in and check if she's breathing. So they've got to go up the stairs, right? So I wondered if they were standing at the end of the banister and that's when she saw Xana's body.
did you do these? These are
I
quite
did.
interesting.
Yeah, I did them.
You know how we've always said, well, or how they have always stated there was no DNA or blood found in that vehicle from the victims. Is
Right.
that wordplay again to just say that we did find other DNA, just not theirs?
Well, at one point they say that there's no DNA.
That's what she said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, one time she says there's no blood or DNA from the victims, and then another time with her word salad, she says there's no DNA. So if
Okay.
there's no DNA in that car, where's that cop's DNA at? Because his hand is on that door.
Okay. Okay. I got you. Thank you for that, Rebecca. Thank you so much. You're being too kind tonight, as always. These are interesting. Officer's
Well, thank
arm
you.
and where do you, where's the officer's DNA? Nina, I do want you to get some rest though, because I mean, when my phone's going off in the middle of the night, I'm wondering what is Nina doing up at this hour? What is she doing up at
I have insomnia. You know,
either you sleep all day or something. I don't
no,
know.
depression goes either way. You either sleep and can't get out of bed, or you're an insomniac.
Right. So I mean, that is a good point. The officer's arms in there. Why wouldn't his DNA be in the car? Why wouldn't the dad's DNA be in the car? It's a good point. But I'm sure they knew if the car had been cleaned at all. And here's another rendition. I guess you made this?
Yep.
Okay.
And I didn't know which way Maddie was turned.
Okay. Always, here's an assumption here. Always assume she was on her back
Oh,
because
okay.
it said that the sheath was found under her right side, under her
Right.
leg.
So does that mean she's on her right side or she's on her back?
Yeah. Well, if she was on her stomach, it would have been on this leg right here, her left
Right.
leg. But he said under her right side, under her leg. So I would have
Now
thought that she would have either
keep in mind
been,
that
say that again.
Steve G made the statement that Kaylee's liver and lung, was it her liver and lung,
Yes,
was sliced?
yes. I've always thought that it was the right side. I've heard right side for so long. I don't know if it was actually her right side or when looking from the doorway. That's a good question. Tom says, "Why
Yeah,
did
that's
OJ
the
close up after
when
spew
I was
blood
getting the
stain?"
little pictures, I was like, I don't know if she was on her back or stomach or side, which side, so I just chose one.
Or her back because there's an outline. You could see a girl's face on the mattress as well, so she could have been on her back and head turned to the right. That's true. Y'all are
And so you got to
really
consider
have a good comment tonight in
there's not
medicine.
going to be a lot of blood there either because of the mattress.
It's relevant because the sheath was found on her right side. That's the relevance of it. It has a lot more relevance than Farley, in my opinion, but I'm just saying. Don't got to get nasty about it, okay? I think the stain on the mattress was Ethan too big to be Xana's, in my opinion.
Well, I do know that Stacy Chapin stated that he was in the bed.
Yeah, come on. You don't got to get nasty about it. God. Jesus.
And I mean, all of it, who's to say what's relevant and not relevant? The DNA is non-conclusive. What DNA?
Right. Here's another
What DNA
picture.
is non-conclusive?
2,500 miles, no gloves. So this
Well, you asked the other night.
From PCA, I also later noticed what appeared to be a tan leather knife she had laying on the bed next to Mogan's right side when viewed from the door. Yeah, you are right. So, I mean, that could have been her left leg. That could have been her right, her right leg.
But now you
Oh,
do have to stop. It was a twin bed, so I put her on her side because you don't take as much room up if you're on your side.
right. I mean, she could have been on her side, sleeping on her side, facing Kaylee. They could have been laying together. I mean, Kaylee could have been on her back for all we know if she was in the bed. You know, many people don't believe that she was in the bed. They believe that she came in on the altercation. So, I mean, that's to be seen. That's to be, you know,
That's the
because
reason I did both.
what people don't understand is I'm sure they recreated these events
Oh yeah.
somehow, some way. They recreated them, so they were able to know by the trajectory of the knife wound, the blood spatter, all these things. They were able to recreate these things. You know what I mean? So, what was your point in this one? Go
The
ahead and say.
gloves, because you asked the other night, when we were talking, you asked if after the murders, did he wear gloves anywhere but Pennsylvania? And this is on the road trip, and he didn't have gloves on.
Yeah.
That's the only picture I can find of his hands after the murder.
Well, I think that's a good picture, though. I mean,
Yeah,
people have made it. People
he's
have
sitting
made
in
a
the driver's
big deal about that. You know what's interesting though, Nina? Look at his, and I'm not trying to start conspiracy here. I'm not a hands expert, but these hands look less swollen than they did in that picture the next morning.
Oh
Do they?
yeah, and
Do they
okay,
not?
you see under the S, is that not like a red mark?
Yeah, people have said that forever. This right here.
Well, I can tell you that that picture is not doctored.
Were you in the car with them?
Do what?
Were you in
No, I
the
mean,
car with?
okay, I didn't doctor the picture. I didn't add any kind of colors or reflections or backwards whatever that Jeff does and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. I get you. I get you. I'm just giving you
All I
hell.
did was pull it up to get to see his hands better.
I'm just giving you hell,
Oh,
Nina.
I know that.
I mean, we've seen these and we've gone over this stuff a million times. And I even heard somebody saying some of the stuff that we were saying the other day in a video. And I was like, really? Nina and I were talking about this the other day. I'm shocked that people have not taken your ego depletion and ran with it.
Oh Lord,
Jeff Jeff sent me this, so
people.
let's see what do what.
I mean, you got to consider too that, and see, when I did it, I even state in my videos that it is a single perp, based on research from Koberger because he's the defendant, you know,
Right,
that even, that it's basically just research saying what could drive somebody to do it.
right. Well, Jeff sent me this, and I guess it has a mention of the blankets or whatever. So let's see exactly what Steve has to say. I'm always curious.
Was able to open the door to Xana's room and witness Xana and Ethan in there?
He told me that went to the door and he was trying to go through that door and he was trying to figure out what was going on in there. It's kind of like what you're hearing with that audio. he announced himself. He said, "Hey, I'm here. What's going on?" But they didn't respond. And he went in there, he seen something. And I think around 2:15, you hear when somebody truly sees something. Like, you got to remember, there's blankets, there's covers, there's the bed. So this person, they could have totally been covered up to where you just flip that blanket over and then all of a sudden you understand the impact of what really, really happened. They're not sleeping anymore. It is what it is. And you hear kind of like a roar, like a painful roar. And I think that's what was going on. But that's just me. That's just my interpretation of the same call that you guys are analyzing. I talked to Hunter directly, and it sucks. He had a broken soul. This is a man who's seen his best friend dead.
There you have it. There you have
Now,
it. I mean, that tells you a lot right there. You know, you can dispute all you want, but what makes these individuals have to lie about what they see, heard, and experienced? You get what I'm saying?
and I mean, you know that got to be a recent, you know it's got to be a recent interview because they're talking about the 911 call.
Yeah.
So it's a recent interview. And the thing about it is when you hear a man say that another man has a broken soul, that is so profound.
Yeah.
And Stacy Chapin even made the statement about the debt of gratitude she will always hold for Hunter for protecting Maisie and Hunter from seeing their brother.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
then people want to put his name in their mouth saying that he was in on it.
PKC said it came out a day or two after the 911 call was released. See, I posted this one today. It was a short that I posted today that I thought was interesting, and I was going through stuff. I want y'all to listen what this individual says because he says a lot, and it's only like a 2-minute clip. But listen to what, if you haven't watched this, listen to what this gentleman says. And he was one of the individuals that obviously knew Brian Koberger. But let's hear what he has to say.
Or go on night runs with him because like I didn't want to go running at night by myself, so I would text him like, hey, you want to go for a run? We go for 6-7 mile runs at night. So like when I saw who it was, I was just in like complete shock. I'm still kind of like shaking knowing about that. Like it's just unreal to think somebody could actually do that to somebody. Like it's absolutely like mind-boggling. Like my adrenaline's still kind of running after finding that information out. So just I feel for the families, and I'm just happy justice can be served now. So I used to.
So, what are the two things that you got out of that? What are two things that you got out of what he just said?
My two things is when you run 6 or 7 miles with a person, that is a lot of time spent with that person one-on-one. And the next thing is there is in no way that he doubted he did it.
Very, very good catch. Because he didn't say, how could somebody that I ran with all the time be capable of doing this? This doesn't sound like somebody that I knew. Right?
Right. And one thing that I did find out the other night that I had totally overlooked was Tanya Camilla Beers or whatever, the teacher that put out the statement about him getting kicked out of the high school policing thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She is actually like a I mean, she's special ed. I mean, and I was like, wait a minute, what? You know, because in the interviews, I don't know why I missed that, but they're talking about that her credentials and stuff, and she's like a higher up, you know, person in the special ed division. And then what made me notice it was somebody said during that him volunteering for the Special Olympics in Pennsylvania is a mitigating thing.
So he said they used to run 6 to 7 miles when they ran. That's a lot of damn running.
That's a lot of time.
6 to 7 miles a night. Come on.
Yeah. And you're going to tell me that he didn't have strength? I mean, he did kickboxing.
Or coordination.
Yeah. I mean, and look, I thought about this today too. They say there's no way that you can do 4 people in 9 minutes, right? If Tom Horn and Jeff is still in here, I hope they're listening to this because I want to know. 4 people in 9 minutes. If Maddie is passed out, she is no fight, no nothing. Okay. If Ethan is passed out. So really, if you think about it, he killed 4, but really he only killed 2. Does that make sense?
Well, 2 were the only ones really capable of giving a fight.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And it was the 2 smallest. Well, it was the 2 females. I guess Maddie. Yeah, Maddie would probably be the smallest.
Mm-hmm. I love my chat. Hey guys, what about the guy who had his DNA on the sheets and who had their phone turned off and who had been at the house how many times before? Jeez, people, come on.
Okay. As far can I speak freely?
I don't hold you back up here. What's wrong with you? You got that
Uh,
name for a reason. Jesus.
Vibrations High. I'm Warning Label. I got that name from Gage. So please, for whatever's fixing to come out of my mouth, because sometimes my mouth runs faster than my brain. So no. Aryan Brotherhood. There's no. And as far as Kara Kernodle being arrested for drugs, you're absolutely right. But let me tell you something. That lady went into a program. She put her time in. She did it. She dedicated her life to God. She's turning her life around. And for anybody to be trying to put that off on a grieving mother that's trying to go through a recovery from an addiction, losing her child, and trying to stay sober through that, shame on them. You don't know that she ratted anybody out. You're listening to Pavioli. And baby, it's not your opinion, it's Pavioli's opinion. Give me your opinion. You know, we are all responsible for our own research. If I say something, go and follow it up. I don't care if I tell you the grass is green. You better go out there and check and make sure it's not brown.
You heard it. This is the upstairs bedroom. So, like I've said before, and I've told you in other videos, I always had these bedrooms backwards. I always thought this was, coming up the stairs. For in my brain, forever, I couldn't get it out. I always thought this was Maddie's room. I don't know why I thought that, but it makes a lot more sense for him to come up the stairs and hit the first room on the right than to actually come
And
all.
sorry, Gabe. She
What?
lost her 12-year. Oh my God.
I'm lucky to be here. Oh, I'm glad
And
you're
I
here.
totally understand that. I buried my 32-year-old son, so I guess that's the reason I'm so passionate about the parents.
Said that man with evil thoughts came from Pennsylvania and that they almost got away with that.
And you
No,
know, I see him in that defendant chair, and I can see him thinking, "Man, I can't believe I missed that one little spot, or I wouldn't be sitting in this damn chair."
why did I take my phone with me? Why didn't I leave it at the
And look at that. I mean, you can see straight in that room. He may have stood in that hallway and just watched.
Yeah. And I made a comment one night too that, we don't know if he hadn't been in this house before.
Right.
Could he have possibly came in here once before and just stood there and watched her sleep? Because I believe that having a dog, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe that Kaylee probably slept with her door shut. Maddie, on the
Oh,
other hand, probably not. And if he could see into her room, either from the windows out here or this window, this is in the front.
right.
So he wouldn't have been able to see her room from the front unless he was across the parking lot or something. I don't know. This is the window to the back. So he wouldn't have been able to see anything because a lot of people say that he would have been able to sit back there in the tree line and see in here. He could have seen maybe over here to Kaylee's room to see, if
Oh,
he
he
was
can see.
walking. But Maddie's window is right here. So he would have been able to see into Maddie's room clearly. And that's why it seems more logical than anything that it was a targeted attack on the easiest room that you can see from the road. You can almost jump from that road onto her balcony. It's that high up.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's that close. So, um, yeah, anybody that's lost a family member in here, we do offer our condolences. I'm sorry to hear that. That's why a lot of times that's why a lot of times I don't allow just anything to be said towards things that you don't really have knowledge, factual knowledge, because you don't know who's dealing with something. And the reason that they're so invested in this case is because of their own trauma. You know what I mean? So that's why I
Exactly.
always say be classy in the chat. We don't know who's dealing with something. And I've said that forever since I started my channel, you know? So it does look small, doesn't it? It does. I mean, in that other one, you could actually walk into the room and you could look around. But I have that one in some of my videos. So if y'all want to look at that in the library, it's called the walk through the house or whatever. There's more than one of these videos where I'm actually walking through this house in a 3D format. I always thought it was interesting that the bathroom. I wonder how thorough this bathroom was searched for any kind of DNA or any kind of maybe any blood. Because I made this comment one night, I thought to myself, look, as I'm exiting this door, if I'm tired, if I just fought a female and I'm exhausted, I might forget and actually lean on this wall a little bit to catch my bearings as I'm leaving. And you're telling me that, look how steep this stairwell is. It looks pretty steep,
Oh, yeah.
right? You're telling me this man wouldn't have either leaned on this wall on the way down or this one kind of, you know, how he could have even shimmied down. No, I'm being
Shimmy.
silly now.
He shimmied.
But
He
seriously,
shimmied.
this is a pretty steep staircase. So, I mean, one of these walls had to have something on them, and you don't know if he accidentally brushed up against it. You don't know if there was any DNA off his clothing, there was any fibers. You know, here's a question. Here's a question. So were Xana, Ethan, Maddie, and Kaylee all found in the bedrooms and nobody was in the hallway? I believe they were all found in their rooms. I know early on we heard that Ethan was found
Yes.
in the hallway, but I don't think that turned out to be true because then then Hunter would have seen him automatically. I mean, all of them would have seen him right there. I like your comment. I don't see him exhausted, too much adrenaline. Well, I'm not saying exhausted like he couldn't go on. I'm just saying trying to catch his wind a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you just fought somebody. You might have a lot of adrenaline, but you're still trying to catch your wind a little bit, you know? But I like your comment. I like it. Like it. Nina keeps sending me some pictures. Let me go and show you what she sent me. So what do y'all think about that? Do you think that he was able to see a lot clearer into that house mostly in Maddie's room than any of the others. This is 1260 Walenta, so I guess Nina was showing how easy it is to sit. How you could sit on this stump and not being seen. Where's
That's
that
what
ladder?
that's what I thought too. I thought, wow, they got little seats.
What? What?
I said I saw those stumps and I was like, oh look, they got a little seating area.
Yeah. I mean, Southwest says the coroner said the blood was pretty much contained in the bedroom, so that tells me they were on the bedrooms. And that also tells you that, he didn't track any blood out that we know of. We have wouldn't it be interesting when the trial comes and we hear that they did have indeed bloody footprints that match the shoe that they found at his house? I mean, we don't know of any of this stuff. And if it comes out, can you imagine the bombs that are going to be dropping that day? Were they all found in the rooms? Okay, if unalive somebody, you would think somebody would have heard something and came out of the rooms. They did hear stuff. Dylan did hear stuff. Um, but the way that it was presented, it wasn't any different kind of noise than she would hear on any other normal night. I think Maddie's room would be easier to see if simply drove by the house. I agree. If you're sitting in the back, you could see right into Maddie's room, and if you sit up front, the blinds were open, you could see into Xana's. Yeah, exactly. Sitting on the stump, twiddling a log. We're in the blinds in Maddie's room's always open. I sure don't know. I don't know either, JB. That's a good question. That's a great question. Let me see what other things Nana sent me. What is this one? Just showing him.
That is the second cop, and
Okay.
he's leaned in the window. So where's his DNA?
Where's his hair fibers?
I mean, he is leaned all up in that window.
Yeah, he is. Let's see what the next one. Profound pics make me wonder what he just saw in that.
You posted that picture and said that you've always had thoughts about it. That picture
Yeah.
right there would be my pick of a picture that hits me. Is because I can just imagine what he has just came out of the house, what he's sitting there pondering. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a simple picture, but
I
to me,
saw this. Yeah, I saw this picture earlier, and I was thinking the same thing, Nina. And I'm not just one, agreeing with you because that's not who I am.
no, I know
But
that. But I mean,
I was thinking that earlier. I was thinking, what's he see or what kind of experience is he going through in his mind to
well,
try to
there's a
figure
lot
out?
of these officers that are of the age that they may have had daughters themselves in college.
Right. Here's a long one. I'd love to see that picture. That's an interesting picture right there. It is practically in the road, no distance at all. This is what window?
Okay, that is Maddie's window. Look how close it is. Oh, that's not where you can see the road, is it? The road is right there. See?
I mean, you could stand by this tree and watch, or sit right here and watch in that, in that window. What's that noise? What's that noise, Nina? What do y'all think about that view right there? You can really see inside Maddie's window if you're just parked on the road. And I thought this photo was interesting. Thank you so much for those photos, Nina.
See what I'm doing is I'm emptying all my stuff into your Discord.
I always thought this photo was interesting because look how much taller he is than most of these officers. I know this is shot at an angle, so if you're a little shorter and you're shooting this shot, it's going to kind of show an angle shot, I guess. I could be wrong. I'm not a photographer, but it still gives you exactly how much bigger of a guy he is than these individuals. Because those girls were probably about, I would say, this height, if anything, or a little shorter. He would tower over all those girls. The only person that he would have any issue with would be Ethan. But if he's in the bed, there's not going to be much struggle. There's not going to be much trouble, wouldn't you say? What do you think?
Getting that damn microphone to work. I
He's
think
6'8".
I think it, I think it's just like what they're doing in court right now. That's shot to show his size, but in court they're trying to minimize his size.
Yeah. I mean, here's a better shot straight on. Yeah, it doesn't look as towering right there, but he's still taller than this guy, taller than this guy, and a little taller than this guy.
And some of those guys are not small.
Yeah. But I mean, you know what's interesting with this shot? Put an officer's uniform on him, he would fit right in. That's
Oh
what's
yeah, and I
scary.
mean when he walks
That's
into
what's
court with
scary
a suit
about
on,
the whole thing.
when he
Yeah,
walks into court with his suit on, you could think he was part of the defense team.
yeah. I mean, you put a officer's uniform on him right here, he could be one of the boys, and I'm sure he wanted to be. And for whatever reason, if he is the one, something happened up here in this brain that made him go the other direction. And we'll get
Oh,
into
he knows
that. We'll
he
get into
knows
that
what
Friday.
he has known for years what he is.
We'll get into that
In my,
Friday.
I have two questions.
What's that?
Okay, this one's totally, I mean, it's on topic of Idaho 4, but it's totally off topic of pictures right now. Has it ever been proven that the prosecution received the timing reports from AT&T, that they're hiding something? Because in court the other day, she flat stated that they did not receive his timing data.
See, for all the people that say he was a PhD, it says PhD student. For those in the back, PhD student. There's his. Didn't he use this email address for some of the things that they've recently found? Nina, where'd she go? What are y'all saying no about?
Here.
Y'all remember this one?
Okay, they're saying no, that there's nothing that ever says they received it.
Okay. This was from his mom that was written on a Reddit post. It says, "Hello, friend. Today, my 26-year-old son left for Washington State to begin his doctorate in criminology. I don't know if this was written. Wasn't he older than that? 27, 28? Was he 28 when he left, or was he
See,
27?
yes, I'm a mother, and I just don't see where a mother gets their child's age wrong. So that made me, that's the reason I've never posted it, is because it made me sort of leery of it when she missed his age for 2 years.
Right, right. Because he was older than 26, right?
Yeah, because he was 28 when he got arrested, and that was from June to December. Well, let's see, he turned 28 in November, right? November the 21st.
Yeah. So if he would have
He turned.
left for Washington, he would have been 27. So
He left the
this,
same year that he killed him.
huh?
He would have turned 28 in November, right? So he would have been
Right.
27. You are correct.
And this was his driver's license photo mentioned in the PCA. You tell me if those bad boys look bushy or not. Nina,
And also,
did you run
if I'm
vibrations off, or did
do
somebody
what?
time her out? Did you run vibrations off, or did somebody time her out?
Oh, I timed her out for 300 seconds.
Oh, okay.
I think Sirius timed her out.
Okay.
Sirius don't play. She is serious.
And this says the west entrance to Steptoe apartment complex was taped off during the homicide to contain the scene of a hit and run incident. So this is the west entrance of Steptoe. So that's interesting to me because where would this in correlation to the way that he would have left the apartment? Because it was obviously taped off. Would he have left
But
the
see,
east entrance?
I just don't know. I don't know how much I believe of that. Because I would like to, if anybody knows the address, that's the wreck, right?
Yeah.
The hit and run. Okay. If anybody knows the address, I would love to do the mileage, because I don't think that that was as close to his apartment as people are trying to say it was.
I just wonder, when I saw this picture, I thought to myself, okay, if the west entrance was closed off, west would have been going away from Pullman, right? The east
Right.
entrance, he would have been heading toward Moscow. So he would have only been able to go out one direction. And see, it says 11/13/2022. I want to see
I'm
where
gonna,
this
I'm gonna
video's
open it
at.
in.
Wonder where this video's at.
I'm looking right now. Hey, I just sent you an email that's for vibrations.
Good, good, good vibration.
And
Viviana,
it might actually be useful to a whole lot of people. And
did,
what is that?
did
Oh,
you
that's
send
the.
this video? Hold on,
I've
hold
always
on.
wondered the
One thing at a
luminol.
time. One thing at a time. Okay, this is Building 52. I posted this on my community tab today as well. we've always wondered where that camera was. Obviously, this is where that camera was, on the side of this building that is on this would be the north side of Linda Lane apartments are right here, heading down Linda Lane. So these are the apartments going north and south. This is the little building as you come up Queen Road, and this is the building the car made the entrance in and backed up in. So that's what this building is. And this is where I guess the police were looking in this area. But I thought
Yeah,
this was
no, I've always wondered.
I thought this was the back area, like where Enan Harsh's apartment was.
Yeah,
But I
that's
guess
building 52 where Enan Harsh lives. All
this
right, you
one,
see that building on the left?
yeah.
That's where they're at.
So that's where Enan lives in this little
Yeah, he
apartment
lives
area.
number 52, I reckon.
Okay, so overhead you can see where I'm talking about. King Road Apartments, or this is King Road Residence right here. This is Queen Road going up. This is the little apartment area that collaborates with Queen Road Apartments, but it is an extension. This is the 1330 camera was right here, 1320 camera right here in this building. Here's Linda Lane, and Taylor is up above. Does everybody understand what I'm showing you there? I don't know what y'all are talking about as far as Amazon video, but can y'all answer me if y'all see what I'm talking about? Jeff
I see
says,
it.
I always thought Enan lived on the corner of Queen Road apartment very close to the murder house.
Yeah,
That was
I don't know which
my
one he lived in.
impression. Yeah. I thought he lived on the back side of, like right here. This is where I thought he lived, on the back side. But I could be wrong. And I thought this picture right here was actually taken right here on the corner. But I could be wrong. I guess it was taken right here.
Yeah,
It does.
yeah, it's like I'm fixing to send you two pictures.
Yeah,
I'm
because
telling you, I got too many pictures.
there's that wall right there. You're right. There is that wall. And there's the windows.
And see, that's where I was always like, well, what'd he do? Stop and take a pee or something?
This is this is the camera that supposedly the cat triggered, right? And started
Well, see,
recording.
now, I don't think the camera there. I think actually what happens is the Linda Lane catches the parking lot in front of number 52. Am I right?
I don't know. I don't know. I've heard it every time, but I hear it that we're not live. Like you can absolutely hear it when it happened in court. I don't remember. This is the camera that supposedly the cat triggered, right? Very early in the beginning. Remember we
The
heard
cat
about
took a trash can at 1112.
the cat triggered. The cat was taking a piss. Backpack. No, I just had to do that. Anyway, the cat triggered the camera at 1112, and that supposedly what caught the thud, the whimpering, and the dog barking, right?
Yes,
Isn't that interesting if that actually happened like that?
that's what they say happened. It has not been in any documents.
You know what I referenced that backpack to? Have you seen Viviana's
Cat picture.
new video today? The
I saw
backpack
it. Yeah,
backpack.
yeah.
It says, "Thank you, Kelly. I watched the first part of one of the links. I will share this with your attorneys on the case." Our case involving the Aryan prison gang is one where more than 200 firearms were seized. Such defendants are far more likely to use guns than a knife, as in the Idaho case. We have not found evidence of any affiliation or CI being involved. Therefore, I feel comfortable ruling out retaliation also. Thank you for reaching out. Communication Director, U.S. Attorney's Office, Western District of Washington. So what's this about, Nina?
Well, I actually turned somebody's video in saying that because, it's going to interrupt their investigation. And they responded.
Okay.
So,
wanna
I
pet
mean,
my
to me, that says it all. Huh?
You pissed them off. You want to pet my
Well,
cat?
I mean, look, I was told one time to either stay out of it or send everything to the proper people that it needs to be sent to. So that's what I did.
You remember when I said that on video? Either you're going to do research and ask those questions or don't do it at all.
Right.
So this is the building that I'm talking about. And this right here, this little wall right here, this is where the camera is actually at. So that would have caught whatever vehicle that was that went this way, stopped, backed up, and went back that way. What's interesting to me, if this camera caught a good enough video of any kind of lighting that gave a silhouette of a man, or if it even got his license plate, he's cooked.
Well,
Bro is
you got to stop. You got to stop and consider too that there are 3 students that said that he hung out at the U of I Student Center, right? So, do you know how many cameras are all over that place? I have pictures of each one of them.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
I mean,
Bro
oh
is
Lord, I'm
cooked.
saying,
If that camera, I believe that camera saw a lot more than people are giving it credit for, and there's a reason why that camera hasn't been put out there with any kind of images whatsoever.
there's a reason that they're putting luminol there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, why are you doing that? You're not putting the luminol everywhere else.
Bro's cooked. If that camera caught the license plate, bro is cooked.
And that's the reason, like the what if video I did with 1126.
Yeah.
I think there's a camera there.
I'm sure there's a lot more cameras than we've been told. They might not have as clear images as some of the others. Um,
Wait a minute, I'm sending you something. I think it'll help you a whole lot.
It can be seen driving eastbound on King Road, stopping and turn around in front of 500 Queen Road 52, and driving back westbound on King Road. Yeah, exactly. You're right on that. So we've always wondered where that camera is, and that picture showed it. See, there's that wall that you see behind them. There's more stairs.
Right. Yeah, there's apartments down there. There's doors.
Oh, damn, I never knew that.
Yeah.
I thought the doors were just on the backside. I thought these
I'm
were.
sending you that. Do you remember the day we were live and you said, well, if anybody's got a picture, I want to know what the doors look like.
Okay.
Okay.
We've been live a lot, Nina.
Okay,
Hold
well,
on.
I just sent you another email,
I see it.
and
Okay.
it's got the little map.
Yeah.
Yeah, open that all the way up.
Roommate locations.
Just yeah, open it up.
Okay, hold on.
Click each
Damn.
little box and open them.
Give me a second, damn it. I'm trying to Jesus, I'm trying to do a bunch of things here.
That's the reason I'm better in the passenger seat.
I see now why you enjoy being in the passenger seat. Okay. So this is
Oh wow, mine don't open like that.
group photo, Chapin and
But look at
Coronado.
all the
Which one am I looking for though?
cameras. What are you in? Are you in that little map thing? All
Yeah,
mine comes up with little boxes. You can click on each one.
yeah,
See on the phone, on my phone, I can't click on
right here.
them. Oh, wow. Well, that's all the cameras. I mean, there's buku.
You know, if you used your laptop, you could see this.
Shut up.
Dan, these are the cell pings. This is
Yeah.
in. I gotta do some more research on this.
That's
This
all the
is in.
stuff I put in your Discord.
Just email it to me. I don't want to. I won't be able to get it off Discord. I'd rather have it on the computer than on my cell phone.
Well, yeah,
This
I loaded your Discord down.
these are cameras, or what is this?
It's pings,
Okay,
it's cameras.
here's cameras and pings. 420 to 527. Here's 1112 King Road. So that'd be the light bulb camera right there. So there, 1112 King Road. It's sad. I know this damn place better than I know my own neighborhood. Here it is right here, 1112.
Hey, I'm gonna disappear for about 10 minutes.
Better hurry
I'm
back.
on here. I'm gonna be able to
Better
talk.
hurry back because I might be gone.
Okay.
Okay, here's another camera on Walenta. What do y'all think about this, people? What do y'all think about this? This is pretty interesting, right? No, I'm not. I got a long day tomorrow. Sometimes we have to get the mental block with some words. At least I do. Yeah, me too. Me too. What happens when you click on that heart icon where the 1122 house is? Let me see. There's a little delay on the. It just shows you. It gives you the description of the house. It tells you the 156, 2 o'clock, 244, the 326. It kind of gives you the outline of the murders. See, this says 4 o'clock. I want to read this while Nina's gone. We've heard this a million times, but I'm going to read it. So DM stated she was woken approximately 4 o'clock, but what she stated sounded like Gonsalves playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedrooms, which were located on the third floor. PCH page 4. 412. So from 4 to 412, a short time later, DM said she heard who she thought was Gonsalves say something to the effect of "There's someone here." This could also have been Kernodle, as she was likely awake and using the TikTok app. Okay, so We now know that at 3:59, the DoorDash delivery was delivered. So approximately 3:59, that DoorDash was delivered. So the DoorDash driver and Brian essentially could have crossed paths. What do you think about that, chat? Do you believe that that could have happened or not? You guys, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Even if you don't agree with what's said in the on the panel, you can at least hit the like button and show us and let us know that you were here. Okay? You can even come into the chat. You know, we're kind of being laid back tonight, and as long as there's not a lot of outlandish stuff being stated, we're open to whatever. So from 4:12 to 4:17, that's 5 minutes. The security camera located on 1112 King Road, a residence immediately to the northwest of 1122, picked up a distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper, followed by a loud thud. A dog can also be heard barking numerous times starting at 4:17. The security camera is less than 50 feet from the west wall of Carnota's bedroom. So all this happened from, I would say, from 3:59 when the DoorDash arrived. I've always thought the DoorDash driver saw more than they've said. I don't know. I don't know what y'all believe about that, but from the very beginning, I've always thought that the DoorDash driver has seen more than has been told. Hell, he could have even captured the white Elantra driving by him. There's a reason why there were so many circles around Queen Road. It's not showing the thumbs up. I don't know what's up with the thumbs up. Where did he park when he went into 1122? That's a good question. Nina says, I think he parked in the back parking lot. Guys, you all forget, just because his car phone was at the time doesn't mean he was with it. He could have been three waiting, another drove the car. Now, Leslie, now you're sounding like that person that was in here a while ago. Where did you hear that at? If he said that, I wonder if he thought his dad was also arrested. That's a good point. Yes, 12. Did the DD driver see or hear anything? Because as you notice when I was reading that, as you can see on the left-hand side, there's not a lot of time. 3:59, it was delivered. I think approximately, probably if I'm doing this on memory, I think it's 4:07 was the last pass around Queen Road Apartments. So he would have been in the residence at least by 4:08, 4:09. And that 2 minutes where she said she heard who she thought Gonsalves say something to the effect, there's someone here. So at this point, was Kaylee still in her room? And she heard the commotion. I don't know. Hold on a second. If she heard this, what sounded like Kaylee playing with her dog at 4 o'clock, 3:59 would have been Xana getting the DoorDash. 4 o'clock, she wakes up, hears something going on with Kaylee playing with her dog. 4:07, 4:08, Brian's enters the residence. So he's not even entered the residence yet at 4 o'clock, supposedly. At 4:12, she hears there's someone here. Whether this was Kaylee or whether this was Xana is yet to be known. I mean, I would believe that you would know the difference in their voices, but that's just me. And then from 4:12 to 4:17, there was another variation here where she wakes up again and she opened the door, or she hears to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." And she opens the door for the third time and notices the individual walking by. Is that not correct? At 4:05 is the pass where the Elantra sits for 10 seconds still and then turns around in front of 52. Okay. Maybe Xana or Kaylee sees him outside walking toward the door to come in. Hey, great point. Great point. Great point. Mine shows 16. I see 25. It only says 2. The 5 times that I see on the car on Linda Lane are 3:30, 55, 3:39, 06, 3:56, 55, 4:05, 31, and 4:07, 28. See, I knew that last time was 4:07. So if she awakens around 4 o'clock, that would have been DoorDash. To what it sounds like, Kaylee playing with her dog. At that point, between that and there's someone here, I don't know. That just doesn't make sense to me at this point. But it's getting late, so not a lot does. I think Kaylee was asleep beside Maddie, got woken up by Maddie getting hurt, but she was pinned inside the bed. Very good thought. Yeah, I agree. Allie has a great point there. I think otherwise she would have been found in the hallway. True. For all we know, maybe it was actually Kaylee playing with her dog. I mean, either way, you are all correct on this. I mean, I like this right here, though. What Allie says, maybe Xana or Kaylee sees them outside walking toward the door to come in and says, someone is here. Do you think, as Xana was picking up her DoorDash, he was driving by? Could that have been a motive why she was killed? Because she actually saw his vehicle? Because she would have been out front picking up her DoorDash. And the DoorDash and his car were almost simultaneous. I mean, within minutes. And I'm not trying to create anything here. I'm just looking, okay? In my mind here. Could that have been the reason why she was killed? That, or she saw him as he was coming down the stairs. But I would have thought that she would have already been in her room at that point. Do you get what I'm saying? What do y'all think about that? Could Xana had seen him drive by as she was getting her DoorDash from the front door? Because we know that those vehicles were almost simultaneously right there. Could she have seen him drive by? Tell me what y'all think. I like this, Nana. There's a lot of information on this. Unsupported cameras. I like that. I'm gonna have to keep that. There's so much stuff in there. Here's the hit and run. Okay, so that's where that came from. Thank you, Southwest Firefly. And I'll do another live on this. Maybe tomorrow night I'll continue this live because there's just so much to go over. And I got a long day tomorrow. And y'all are just sending me a lot of great stuff. A lot of great stuff. But I'm asking y'all, what do y'all think about Dana potentially seeing um Brian drive by as she was picking up her DoorDash? What do y'all think about that? Yeah, I do remember that. Leslie, I do. I guess Nina left me up here by myself. Thank you, Nina. We're not done yet, Rebecca. I just took those down because I want to save some for tomorrow. There's a lot. There's a lot of photos that I want to show you. I want to go over those cameras. I want to go over some stuff that what Southwest Firefly just sent me. I mean, oh wow. Let me show you this right quick. This is pretty cool. This kind of tells you, if you can see it, you see the outline that somebody did? It's a DM bedroom with stairs on the other side of bedroom west wall indicated. Staircase outside DM bedroom. The bedroom door is on the left. So here they drew the staircase going up against this wall. If her bed was right here, I mean, that's why I'd like to know where these beds were located. Because if her bed was right here, she would have been hearing people walking down the stairs, walking up the stairs. She would have heard all that, don't you believe? What do y'all think? Good night, Rebecca. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for everything that you do for the channel. You're wonderful. You and everyone else in here. I'm really appreciative of each and every one of you. So if your bed was against this wall right here, you don't think that you would have heard somebody walking up and down these stairs? And I've said that numerous times in other videos, Um, I thought that was interesting. There's a lot of stuff on this page that I could do hours and hours and hours of it, which I want to go over a lot of this stuff because a lot of this I've never seen it. It has a lot of awesome diagrams and all kinds of stuff. So I want to, I guess tomorrow, what's tomorrow, Wednesday? I guess tomorrow we'll continue this. One more shot. Hold on. This is Maddie's window, or was Maddie's window. So that's right from the door, or from the road. I've always said whoever could have, just parked right here and looked in, zoomed in with your phone, you would have been able to see anything. Because there was a mirror right there. You could be looking into that mirror and it's telling you what's going on over here. I mean, not that I'm a professional peeping Tom, but Jesus. You know what I mean? You have pics of each room with the furniture. So just email those to me. It's easier to find them. It's easier to find. Vibration, thank you for that. Jack Johnstone, haven't seen you in a minute, brother. How you been? I mean, being drunk in this house, I mean, it's interesting that you'd be walking around the house. You definitely know, um, You definitely know your way around. If I was drunk, I'd be tripping on that step. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd be tripping on that step even though I knew it was there. You know? But if I don't do a live tomorrow, which is Wednesday, I'll definitely try to do one on Thursday because I'm off on Friday. Like I told you guys, school has started back up. And it's a little harder this semester because this is the last of it. But I'm trying to give you a lot of Idaho 4 stuff that is not just like everything else. You know what I mean? I hope y'all have been enjoying this. And I hope that y'all continue to support the channel. Not necessarily financially, but you support the channel by coming and giving your likes and, you know, 12's library. Yeah, it's on my channel. I have different videos in the live section and in the video section. I have a video of someone in vehicle looking at that window. That's awesome. I'm trying to take a break, but I'm in a routine where it's live, working out, studying. And when you have a routine going on, it kind of, I don't know, my brain, it messes with me to just take one out. I guess it's the freaking perfectionistic part of me or whatever. Yeah, and on Friday we're gonna do ego depletion, so I'm gonna have Nina back on panel. I guess we'll do that probably about 8 p.m. Central. So if y'all are in the area, stop on by for some ego depletion. We're gonna try to add to it on some other areas that we haven't spoken on because people have taken her information and have used it as their own. So we're just gonna try to give you the best insight on this whole case. Any questions before I sign off? I'm going to show you what I started the video with in case y'all came in late. Tell me this isn't creepy. Don't run off. I'm going to be talking afterward, but tell me this ain't creepy. Now, if that doesn't make you a little chilly, I don't know what will. I mean, honestly, I don't. Whoa. I don't know. If that doesn't give you the creeps, I don't know what does. I mean, that is called American Psycho. American Psycho. So if you haven't gone and watched that, it's on where did I get that off of? Paramount Plus, maybe? Yeah, I think it's on Paramount Plus. So y'all have an awesome night. Once again, my name is 12 Gauge. This is 12 Gauge Investigative. Let people know about the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you once again for being in the chat, for your kind comment. Thank you, Rebecca Bruce, for your contribution to the channel. Y'all have a wonderful night. Keep each other safe out there. And hope to see you soon. Add the Discord if you haven't already, just in case you don't get the notifications. You'll be able to chat with some of the subs that are in here, some of the mods. Y'all have a wonderful night. Maestro, cue that music.